Neena and Saloo Choudhury are best known in the world today as being world record holders for the first and fastest circumnavigation of the world. The world record was set by them twice. In 1989, when they circumnavigated 6 continents in 69 days, and more recently in 1991, when they broke the record set by the British Army to cross 6 continents in 39 days. They returned recently from their epic journey to Delhi last week. Congratulations once again and welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
My first question is for you, Mr. Choudhury. When you say that you circumnavigated the world, what exactly do you mean by that?
You see, technically there are certain rules and regulations. The length, the total road mileage has to be the length of equator, which is 40,075 kilometers. Rule number 2, you have to actually drive in every continent a minimum of 1,600 kilometers or 1,000 miles, equivalent to 1,000 miles. You can't do up and down just to clock in mileage like Delhi, Calcutta, Calcutta, Delhi. You can't do that. You have to go in one direction. If you start eastward, then you have to continue and come back. The starting point and finishing point has to be the same. There cannot be more than 2 drivers. In our case, she was the navigator and co-driver, and I was the driver.
So she did the circumnavigation, the actual navigation.
Navigation part of it was done by me. It's a kind of a teamwork, you see. It is divided into navigation and driving, which is of utmost importance. Both the roles are very important because the navigator has to show the path. First make the route, show the path, and then it is a combination of both, driver and the navigator.
So your first trip was in 1989. Now, how did you go about circumnavigating the first trip?
The first was very important, for us. In 1988, we were watching the closing ceremony of Seoul Olympics, and very unfortunately, India's performance was very bad. We were not able to get, even a bronze. We taught the world how to play hockey, and that also we never did anything. So I was just saying that the government of India spends so much of money on us sportsmen and women in India. What is the reason that we can't achieve something which can take our country and the name of the country high? My eldest son, he said that why don't you do something? I said, but I'm getting old, I can't do such things. But my background is automobile. I have participated in all sorts of motor racing, track racing, vintage car rallying. So he said that there is one slot which is vacant, circumnavigation of the globe. Why don't you write to Guinness? When we wrote to Guinness, they put a new condition that we have to cover all the 6 continents. Prior to our 1989 record, it was limited to 4 continents. It was established in 60s by one Johnny Parson, American. He took 105 days. And then after that, in 1980, a Canadian in a Volvo car brought it down to 74 days. Now we got a chance. We thought that, they are putting the condition 6. So if we do 6, we become the first to do it. And it so happened that with our Contessa Classic, we went round and we were successful. We brought the number of days down to 69 days. Guinness, they gave us the certificate also mentioning that we are the first and fastest to do it.
But subsequently, the Guinness book, I think you have it lying here, did mention that you were you had successfully circumnavigated the globe.
No, that is a technical point. They gave us a certificate by mentioning first. When the book was published in 1991, they did mention, they gave us a para also. Here they write, the fastest circumnavigation embracing more than an equator's length of driving, so many miles, is one of 69 days, 19 hours, 5 minutes by Saloo Choudhury and his wife Neena of Calcutta, India, from September 9 to November 17, 1989, in a Hindustan Contessa Classic 1989 car. Their epic journey started and finished at Delhi after traveling through 6 continents, 25 countries. The distance covered was 25,187.8 miles. Now, just imagine, they have written fastest, but very conveniently, they omitted the word first. First means that we were the first to do something. It was inaugural best, like Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on moon. Sir Edmund Hillary, the first man to climb Mount Everest. So we wrote a letter. The reply was due to the lack of space. Now you can well imagine, first, a 5-letter word. So we felt that something is special. Then we were informed after 1 month that a British Army team, 2 cars, one all male, one all female, they circumnavigated the globe with their own freighter planes. We were depending on commercial airlines, and we had to face hassles, normal, custom, going through immigration counter, customs,
Currency problem,
language problem, as any traveler faces, which was not fair. It was, institution against 2 individuals. So I think, the Britishers, they thought these 2 natives, somehow they have entered the book. So the government and, the British Army went against us. Now there were 2 options left. Either we brood, sit home and cry. When you cry alone. So we decided that we will take up the challenge and circumnavigate the globe in a much faster time than British Army. Because till date, our history also teaches, British Army was not defeated in India. They are very proud for that. They said we withdrew from India. We gave independence to India and we withdrew. So, as an Indian, I feel yes, we have defeated the British Army. We went ahead with the preparation. I am very proud that we had all the help, from our Indian company, ITC, Moria Certain Group of Hotels, Air India, and our tourism department. It was all Indian color. Now my technical fight with the Guineas, I'll fight with them. I'll see to it that they mention first also. You see, if they mention first, they cannot erase our name from the book. That is the whole problem. But I thought, let me prove that yes, I can do it much faster. And we have done it. Should I ask? Excuse me?
Well, to plan this trip, it took me at least 1.5 years to plan the first trip, the 89 trip, because I had to get hold of all the road atlases and plan the route, calculating the distance, choosing the highways. And after I planned the route and I sent it to the Guinness, it was approved in total. Now for this venture, the distance was the same, 40,075 kilometers minimum, though we have done a total distance of 40,535.2 kilometers. So I had the guidelines with me, which are that the minimum distance covered should be the length of the equator. In this, it is road miles. The air miles are not included. You are being timed from the minute you are flagged off. And whether you are flying or driving or sleeping or crossing in a ferry, you are being timed. So the air miles were not included, but we were being timed for that. So I had to capsule the whole distance into 39 days, a drastic reduction of 30 days. This took me 3 to 4 months. And after this was ready, during the journey, it is my duty as a navigator to indicate the route, the highway, read the road boards, the instructions, so that I can inform the driver of taking a left turn, move to the left, because if one turn is missed, we can be off the track for say a few miles and 1 hour. 1 hour means at least 150 kilometers for us. So I have to be very alert to alert the driver which road we are to follow. In fact, it is the duty of the pathfinder. I am like a pathfinder on the route. That does not end. As a navigator, I have to maintain accurate and authentic records. which I do in the form of maintaining a logbook, which is duly stamped at all international border crossings and by authority whomever would be considered by the Guinness Book of Record. Besides this, there is photographic evidence of the crew, the car, and the board stating, say, Paris 500 kilometers. And then I collect the gas clips on en route, because you could have trailed your car, or you could have flown your car, you could have not actually driven through this road. So these are some of the items which I have to look after. Besides planning the route, finding the road, I have to maintain the logbook. So it is a kind of a teamwork, a combination of the navigator and the driver.
And your background in geography and maths must have helped you a lot.
Yes, I was teaching maths. It's a kind of a time, distance and speed rally accompanied by reading of the map. All the time I have the road map in front of me, so I have to identify the road, see that we are on the right path. So that helps me a lot, my background of geography and mathematics, definitely.
Okay, now another question. When you say that you circumnavigate, technically what does that mean? What I mean is that you must be having breaks for sleep, for eating,
Right.
or what do you do when you cross the border? What do you do when you reach the ocean, for example? I mean, what happens?
Okay, now the ocean, we have to airlift the car, because we have a choice of crossing by boat, but that will take us 2 weeks. And time is the essence of the whole thing. We are racing through the world. So we airlift the car over the ocean. Now this break which you say, this we have to take according to the time we have in hand. If we are running short of time, we take no breaks. Like from Africa to England, we did non-stop, 38 hours. We covered nearly 3,600 kilometers without a break. We saw the sun rising, the sun setting, the sun rising, the daybreak. It was tiring, it was fatigue, it was everything, but we had the will, we had a self-set challenge. So we kept on going, but the fatigue is enormous. So on a day like that, we had no break. Whereas earlier on, if we thought we had the time, we would halt in the night for say about 6 hours at the maximum, minimum 2 hours. That is because after 2 days, if you've had no break, you need a shower, you need a brush, you need to more than sleep. Of course, you do need sleep very badly, but these daily routines are of utmost importance. So the break that we have at night depends on how much distance and how much time we have according to that. And now come to the food. The food is of least importance. It's when the car needs the diet, do we need the diet?
If the shop was closed, they open at 5 6. So we are having good stuff.